There is a beautiful quality to Minari where it's timeless. It could have taken place 50 years ago. It could take place 50 years from now. On second thought, I don't know, a story about a family confined, driving each other crazy, drinking copious amounts of Mountain Dew and doing nothing but gardening? Sounds a little topical. Welcome to Real School, the film channel that will admit I'm glad Negan killed Glenn because otherwise Stephen Yeun would still be doing that show. I'm your host, Michael Wynn Johnson, and today I will be reviewing Minari. As always, while you're watching the video, if you enjoy what you see, why not give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. It may come as a great shock to some ginger-bearded, Peaky Blinders hat-wearing intellectuals that film is actually a universal language, much like any good art. Film doesn't have to be an American story or a Korean story. What ultimately matters is that this is a human story, and I can safely say that Minari is one of the most human stories I've watched in a long time, a universally human story. And it actually really saddens me that a lot of people won't give this movie a chance simply because it's a foreign language film. Minari follows the story of a Korean family trying to grow a successful farming business in 1980s Arkansas. And that right there is, again, kind of a universal premise. Granted, it's geographically specific and it is a Korean family, but the struggle, the storylines, the concepts, the threads, they all speak to humanity more than they do a Korean family specifically or somewhere in America. So you feel that as an audience member because the movie is never preachy. It's such a great example of having the audience come to the characters, drawing you in, and finding something that you can relate to in the characters. A father trying to provide for his family, not feeling like you fit in, a struggling marriage, being separated from family. So I hope at this point I've put to rest any concerns for anybody who can't be bothered to read subtitles. Any other concerns? Okay, one concern might be the fact that I've used the word struggle a few times because these films, award contenders or Oscar bait, if you want to call them that, it's unfair to do so all the time. Quite frankly, they can often depress the living crap out of you. But it once again speaks to the amazing balance and finesse of Minari's script that it doesn't beat you over the head with incessant sadness, that it is real life. There are ups, there are downs, but you never feel like it's unfairly dramatic. Minari could have so easily gone in that direction, incessant sadness, beating you over the head with every opportunity to make you depressed and make you feel all the emotions that these Oscar bait films want you to feel. But again, that's why I don't really like that title. It's unfair to Minari because I was watching this. There was an elderly grandmother, there was a sick child, there was a struggling marriage, and I was watching for the other shoe to drop. And then I realized it wasn't because I wanted it to happen or I would have hated if it happened, but it's because I was actually invested in the characters and the story. I didn't want anything to happen to them. And this is what I was getting at the beginning, that this script, this story, these characters, and especially this cast, they do everything they can to transcend culture, to transcend language, to give everybody watching, regardless of where you're from, something to latch onto. Like a walker latching onto a delicious You know what? I'm sorry. I almost went the entire episode without a Walking Dead reference. Okay, that's just a terrible segue to say that Stephen Yeun really deserves to break out of television because he's just such an amazing actor, arguably one of the greatest actors of this generation. And I'm glad he gets to flex his dramatic and comedic and parental muscles with his partner, Yeun Han. They both do an amazing job to make it feel like a real marriage and they feel like real people. But the For the Win goes to young Alan S. Kim, who plays David. He is the heart of this film, no pun intended. We see the journey through his eyes, and to be able to go through this journey with him, and for such a young actor to carry this film and connect to everybody in the movie who you connect to is just, I've run out of adjectives. For writer-director Lee Isaac Chung to be able to shape so many characters, so many different age groups and gender and diversity, from a young kid to a middle-aged man struggling to an elderly grandma, really speaks to the fact that, once again, this is just a human experience. It's a great experience that I actually really hope wins Best Picture this year, and it is definitely an earn it. Poll question, who's your favorite cinematic family? As always, be sure to leave your answers in the comments section below. But until next time, school's out. Hey Real students, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to Real School, click that round Real School logo right beside me. Also click that damn notification bell so you're aware of all of Real School's new content. You can follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link in the description below or the button down there, and you can become part of my Patreon team.